Several hours back race with the Pinnacle at Motorsport.
I'll be watching out from the Red Bull garage today.
Hello everyone and welcome to AFR round 4 here in Baku. As always, I'm Kunai Zero and up with me is C Carrot.
Howdy.
Alright, so today we are going to bring you what I'm thinking is going to be an excellent race because it is the first of the city circuits, which means tight walls and tight racing. So, C Carrot, what do you think? What are your predictions for this race?
Oh, we've got a juicy one on tonight. We've got a lot of guys who want to improve from last week. We've got Seb, who's been really unlucky. He's retired from the last two. We've got Matt, who'll be itching to get back up onto the podium when he finished outside the points last time around. Look, it's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to this full grid for, I think, the first time this season. So, anything goes.
Yes, indeed. All right, so we will just start off the qualifying session. We'll jump on board with Pacey, who's always one to watch out for as he goes out on his outlap. So, yes, moving through the circuit of Baku, very tight. Fastest city circuit on the F1 calendar. So expect to see some fantastic overtake maneuvers happening on the straight. And of course the treacherous castle turns 8 and 9. That's the one that's we're gonna have to watch out for because I don't think we've had many crash outs in tier 1 yet, but something tells me, and I hope not because I don't wish that upon anybody, but something tells me that we're gonna see at least one.
I hope you're touching wood there because I won't want to hear that, but yeah, look, you never know. I mean, it's the sort of circuit, I think if chaos is going to happen, it'll happen early. Once we start to get a few gaps form, usually forms a pretty clean race. I think around here it's a bit of a sprint. There's not too many tight technical stuff outside the castle area, so it's, you spend this, I reckon 90% of this track flat out and then hard on the brake. There's not really much in between here.
Yeah, tyre wear is going to be a little bit of an issue through all the practice races that we had during the week. We found that tyre wear was quite an issue. I don't think anybody will be running. Oh, I'm not sure. I know that the ideal setup seemed to be medium and then hard, and I'll let you pit later. But maybe some people are going to do the soft to try and get that pace right at the start. Push it out as hard as possible and then switch to the hard tyre. I don't think anybody's going to be doing a two-stop.
Yeah, no, I think the two-stop would be probably suicidal, but it'd be interesting to see if someone wants to jump from a soft-hard sort of combo. I mean, the hards are real slow, and, when you're losing 2 seconds a lap on the hards, that adds up pretty quick. So, we'll see.
That's right. It'll be interesting to see. Jacob reckons some people will purposefully qualify lower or nah. I want to say no, but only because I just feel like everybody wants to be at the front. But I can see the appeal. Because, of course, qualify lower, start at the back, less chaos. But, on the inverse, that means you're stuck in traffic. So if something does go down, it's a small circuit. So yeah, I don't think anybody's going to purposefully qualify lower, but then again, I'm not a mind reader. So Pacey setting a 138.5.
You don't tend to see traffic. I don't think traffic's going to be too much of an issue here, sorry. There's always places to get around. There's that many straights here. The slipstream's strong. It's not Monaco. You're not going to get stuck in a train. So I think the faster cars will find their way to the front somehow, whether quali is it or not. Alright,
so on board with combined, one of the two Haas drivers. So let me see this. If I've got this right, that is a full grid. Fantastic. 20 drivers. And of course it had to be on the city circuit. So yeah, I think we're in for a really good race as combined comes up on the back side of that circuit now. And alright, so let's have a look now. So 138.5 from the Mercedes, followed by a 138.9 with the Ferrari, 139s through to 140s, 141s, but of course they're on the hard tyres. So As of right now, it is fairly close with those soft tyre users. As Combined comes up here on that back straight. Top gear.
Putting in a nice competitive time there for Matt, so he'll be happy with that. A nice banker.
Yeah, 1:38.6, that's good. As Combined comes across the line there with a... What are we looking at? Didn't set a lap? Or was he on his outlap? Oh, he was on his outlap. Typical Kuno Zero. Not paying attention at all. Okay.
Yeah, still all testing the waters out here with a couple of guys, setting a few hard laps. Not too much attention to be paid there, just getting a feeler for it. Bit of overcast, which is interesting. I'm not... If it was the one day a year it rained in Baku, we'd be pretty unlucky.
I don't think we'd be unlucky. We'd be watching magic.
It's good for us. Yeah, it's good for us.
Not so much for the drivers, but
I might just step out real quick and see if I can get some deets on that and talk to the weatherman. Hold on.
100%. Good amount of carrying pace right there through that back section of the track. Not cutting, which is good, keeping that smooth turn. Down through the gears, coming onto that final straight, weaving through the turns. The Haas looks fast. I'm just not sure where on that. I'll change spec info to fitted. Thank you very much, Cheesy.
Yeah, so I talked to a few of the guys on the pit wall. They're calling out. It's going to be dry all day, so the clouds are just a tease, unfortunately.
Awesome. Okay, so dry race, which means we should see the full potential from the grid, which will be good because it will be really interesting to see how this all unfolds. Coach, I reckon Band wins. Go Renault. I don't want to call you a liar, Coach, but
it's a big call, that one.
Don't think so. But then again, anything can happen. Alright, so Combined did a 1:41.1 as we have a couple of other people on their outlap. We'll move up to Gus. And we'll just go on board with him. Sphinx has a 1:38.4. Ooh. Not bad from the Haas driver. Now, during the practice races, we had the usual suspects, Pacey and Seb and Revo. I believe Revo was setting in the 1:37s. So we've still got a lot to see from them.
Yeah, and Sphinx looked pretty damn good in practice as well. So he looking dialed in today.
As Gus makes his way to that final straight, punching up through the gears. 7 moves to that left, moves right as he does the final stretch, coming into that DRS zone. Let's see, getting a fantastic run up for his outlap. Alright, hard on the brakes, moves into third gear as they go into turn 1. Punching up again and down, possibly in a second, comes into that, hits the first DRS zone. Yep. At the, what's that, 18, 19 second mark as we come up that next turn, down through the gears, hits the apex, uses it all. Alright, let's see what our sector 1 time's going to be. Ooh, Nut gets a... Oh, you're kidding! So a 34.8 sector 1, and Nut gets a 5 grid place penalty for colliding with Matzoid. So that's unfortunate, and that's going to put him... That's got to suck.
It's a good way to start the day, no doubt about that. As I watch Gus clip the wall in there at Castle section. Might hurt his lap.
Ooh, a little bit of... Ooh! using all of the track there. That would have cost him a little bit. Can't imagine being in the air is fast.
Yeah, they don't fly.
Yeah, he called that off as Major Payne goes flying past in the racing point. Speaking of, let's see what he does. 131 at the moment. Here we go. Cross the line on a 138.7. Not bad. Not bad. Good pace. Right. And we'll jump on with the Williams Skyfield. Currently on his outlap. See what the Williams can give us this weekend.
He's been my dark horse the last 2 races, so will he perform again? He's on the improve. Came in 6th last time around.
He does have a lot of skill. He can keep up there with everyone, but what we did find was he also did. He's got the big balls because he does dive a lot, and it usually works out in his favour. There was a little bit of an incident between him and Combined, I believe, in China. Stewards ruled it as just a racing incident. So, let the players play. I agree with that call. As Seb runs a 137.9. So here we are. We're starting to get into that. And Pacey comes in with a 137.8. So we're starting to break into that. Those are fast times. The Skyfield is now beginning his lap. Using all of that curve, all of that track. So, I mean, Baku is one of my favourite tracks. I really, really like it. I know some people think that it's a boring circuit, but I just don't agree. I love the tightness of it. I love the technicality. I love the castle section. I love the straight. Admittedly, the straight can be a little bit boring, but, with all the toe opportunities and the fact that you can fit, if I'm not mistaken, I think you can go 4 wide. I think it's wide enough for 4 cars, so if it comes to, you could see some fantastic battles coming down on that back straight, but each to their own. Yeah,
it's one of my favourites. Maybe it's because it's one of the easiest to learn. It helps for me. Just these straight 90-degree corners, the make or break. So easy to lose half a second, but geez, you can gain on them too.
Oh, as Skyfield gets a little bit of contact there, Pacey moves out of the way like a gentleman.
So, what are we looking at here in quali? We got any fish out of water by the look of it? Anyone going to be a bit upset? Well, probably got 1 run left.
Apollo's got 141, so he's on a 141 too. So that is the slowest so far. Now, Nut,
he won't be too happy with that.
Nut got a 5 grid place penalty, so I don't know if he's going to bother. But it says he's out, so actually,
I mean, he could set a lap on mediums, and if he wants to start on a different tyre, I don't know. But yeah, otherwise, there
we are. So he's on the softs.
We can expect Revo to come out for a sprint on the softs later on. So that medium's put him down in nowhere. So
it's a fair assumption to say that everyone's going to start. Looks like everyone's starting on softs. Maybe not Revo or Nimble. They look like they're on there.
I mean, I'd be surprised if they rock the boat that big. That'd be a bold move. But Revo's known for his boldness.
As Nut makes his way through the castle section. Down in a second gear. Holds the revs. Smashing him up.
Revo's, just to interrupt you, he's just come out on his outlap on another fresh set of medium, so it looks like that's what he's going to be aiming for.
Yep, no worries. Now we know Revo is quick, so using all the track there. Revo is quick, so he's going to set a competitive time on those mediums regardless. That's a fair assumption. Ooh, Nut going a little bit wide there. Did that compromise his time? I don't think so. Let's see what he can set. Coming into that 8th gear. Rolling up on that DRS zone. And wing down. Let the wind flow through your helmet. 139.6. So that puts him in the 15th. At 15th, but he does have 5 grid place penalties, so that puts him on 20th anyway. Good effort.
Look, that can change real quick round here. He could be in the top 10 by the end of the first lap. You never know.
That is very true. City circuits tend to be very hectic for those. So either everyone falls in line or chaos ensues. So we'll just go on board with Revo as he's coming up now to that final section in order to set his lap. Let's see, what's the final speed here? Looks like they're averaging 340. 340.
He won't be happy with that. He's staying 19th. Okay.
Ooh, I see a bit of wing there in the wall. Alright, looks like plenty of guys. Cheeky toe there. Revo using everything and anything available to him. Let's see what he can do. First sector. Come on to the end of that now. 27. 30.
No one's in his way. Clean lap so far.
It's down with a 35, so that's 0.2 down. Fantastic. Oof, gearbox suffering in that one. As Revo makes his way into the castle section now. Oh, he's got a bit of contact there.
What?
Not ideal.
How's his wing looking on that one? Didn't lose much time in the hit, but depending on damage, he's lost his end plate, so that'll hurt around these tight bits.
There it is there. Oh, there's a little bit of a lock up there, so he's now starting to feel that handling, but we'll see what he can do. Uses all of that curve, righto, so down 0.8. Okay. So it's looking to be a pretty good time.
He'll be in those 139s you'd expect, very low 139s.
As it comes up onto the DRS zone now. Full speed. Let's see what he can do. 138, 139. Hits the 139.6. And that's him qualified in 15th, which is unusual for Revo.
He'll be
but
thinking what could have been on that one. I think he could have been 5 places higher if it wasn't for that hit. But look, he left it all out there on the table.
definitely. All right, as Nimble. Oh man, he's cutting it close. Is he actually going to make it? He's currently on his out lap. That's 1 second, no. And that's it. Unfortunate for him and Apollo.
Oh, what a shame.
God, he was only maybe just 1 second off getting into that last qualifying. So there is your results.
That's a trial by fire for his debut here in T1 for Nimble.
Yes, indeed. So we have Pacey on pole with a 1:37.8. Seb right behind, as usual, the Mercedes 1 and 2. Sphinx with a 1:38.3 puts the Haas in a good position there. Geordie with a 1:38.6 in the Red Bull, and that makes up your front two rows. And I mean, if we look at it, they're really close.
Improves as well, so he's sitting pole.
Oh, Seb gets the. Oh, Seb was still out. Okay, so he's taking it over.
Just finished that one.
No, everything to be gained between those two.
Still got Geordie flying down the straight. Can he improve?
He is down 0.2. Let's have a look. Just takes over his teammate, 1:38.3. So the Red Bulls are going to be starting close together. Pacey takes it back with a 1:37.5. Ah, fantastic. Excellent. So we're in for a fantastic race.
The usual suspects deliver again.
Exactly.
With
exception one.
In there.
Revo down there in 16th. So unfortunate for him, but he did have some contact, took out his end plate. So we'll see how that goes. But knowing him, I'm sure he'll be able to work his way through the grid.
He's on that different strat, so who knows what'll work out well.
Mm-hmm.
They burn up that soft real early, he could be laughing all his way to the bank.
All right. So, full grid. Very excited to see what will happen here, as we're just waiting for the timer to count down into the race. All right. For those in the Twitch chat, what are your predictions? What are we thinking? So what was it that you said, Sea Carrot, who do you think's coming?
Well, geez, just based on practice, I really like Sphinx, and he came in that top 3. I mean, geez, it's going to be hard to break up those 2 Mercs. They're so quick. Obviously, Revo's the one to watch in the midfield. What sort of gains he can make. We know he's out of position a bit, but he's on the different tyre. So,
All right, so
Wahid's always quick. We've got Flyboy, Gus, they're quick guys. So, who knows? Turn 1, turn 2. Will there be chaos? Will there be expletives?
I'm sure words will be flying.
Will there be bits of front wing all over the place as well? And you never know. Safety car can change things up at any time. It's going to be a ripper.
Will we see another safety car after we had that absolutely ridiculous one in China? 3 laps.
Yeah.
Press the grid. Fantastic. So we'll see. We'll see how we go as we wait for all the players to get loaded.
So, who are you thinking for your dark horse? You got your eye on it?
Dark horse. Well, so Degree here in the chat saying that Nimble's coming first. Nimble's currently in 19th. Now, from what I understand, Nimble competes in some other leagues, and he drives quite fast. So, sure.
Yeah, I mean, he was bringing the heat in Discord chat. So he's talking to Seb. He's throwing shade there. So he's obviously going to be a little bit filthy with that show, and feel like he's got something to prove. So he'll be one to keep an eye on for sure.
Talk is cheap, but we'll see if he can cash in and let his skill do the talking. And I think throughout those other ones, like I always watch Skyfield. He seems to just, I don't know, he just seems to turn it on sometimes. And
yeah, he really reminds me a bit of the old Grosjean in the real world. Like, he can just bring this lap out of nowhere, but can he keep it all together for the whole 30?
With less crashing.
We'll see, yeah. And obviously we got a couple of guys that picked up warnings. I mean, Crux, or how have we... I don't know.
Okay,
still have to figure out how we say that.
So just for clarification, it's CRQ... Sorry, I fucked it up already. It is CRXQZ. That is his... How is someone like me supposed to
I'm just going to
say that,
something like that, and be done with it? But
I'm going to start calling him Honda CRX soon, because it's how the hell are you supposed to say CRXQZ in a smooth, coherent commentator sentence? It's not going to happen.
Rolls off the tongue, that one. He was in trouble down in Bahrain for all that weaving, so he'll need to be on his best behaviour as well. So we'll see. He was really competitive, but he didn't want to let anyone past him. So.
All right, as we are now with the grid on their formation lap, as the drivers try and get some heat in their tyres for optimum performance, try and get one last slow layout of the track before they're all on in attack mode. Everyone below P10 not running softs. Correct. They are all running the hard or medium compound, so they're looking to try and make up track position on, of course, the top 10 who are going to be pitting, if I had to guess, somewhere maybe 8 or 10.
I don't think they'd want to push it too much further than that, but that's assuming they're jumping onto the medium. So
Major Payne just left. I'm going to assume he had a
crash, hopefully.
Disconnect there, so we might be in for a restart.
I should have time to jump back in, I think. If his computer's up to task, he might be able to load up in time.
We'll see how that goes. There we are, left, right. So everyone's warming up those tyres, testing the handling.
Obviously the real kicker is, Revo decided to start on the hards as well, so he's going to be down on pace of the cars around him, you'd expect. So probably want to run to the 17-18 lap mark and throw on the softs for a sprint home, but
I personally,
leave a lot to do.
I wouldn't I think he's got some plan in his head. Revo's
Yeah,
quite
no doubt.
smart when it comes to the. Not only is he a skilled driver, but he knows his strategies. He
Yep,
knows his
sure.
tracks. So I think you'll see something. He's got a plan. If he's starting on hards, he's got a plan, and he's going to try. He's probably going to try and push them as hard as possible. And I mean, in desperation, he might just try and later on, if he's not in a competitive class, he'll probably just try and go for fastest lap. See if he can get himself in that top 10, get at least the point there. As the grid now lines up, we're just waiting for the back markers there. All right, here we are. Engines are roaring as the lights are getting ready to come on. There we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And... oh, a little bit of a delay there. Oh, two jump starts as the grid gets started coming down onto turn 1. So Major Payne's going to drive through penalty as the two Mercedes side by side. Oh, there's almost contact there. And it seems everyone's come through on that grid okay for that first corner. Coming into the second one.
Oh no, Geordie into the wall. That's wing gone. Big chunk of it anyway.
All right, so that puts him down a couple of places. And it looks like there's a ton of positions that are being changed here. So there's Pacey comfortably leading. Sphinx has traded places with Seb for that. And Matzoa just pushing up from Geordie there. So not as clean a start as we would have hoped. But look at Revo making his way up there already, pushing up through the points. Lotus has left the session, so that's unfortunate. Not sure what's going on there. Try and get back
Down
to
7
that.
spots, I'm going to say probably damage.
All right, so as we're coming up now to the dreaded castle section. Oh, that's a nice take there.
Now Revo watch, he's up to 13. He had a positive start, up 3 spots already.
Now he's 12th, so yep, he's definitely making it work.
Dodging shrapnel on the first lap.
All right, as they're coming up onto that final straight of the track. And that concludes our lap 1. So Pacey in front with the Haas of Sphinx right behind. Seb behind him with Skyfield right behind. Cheesy saying the Lotus missed a start. So it's unfortunate of him. He's got bad luck, that guy.
He's had a few issues like that in the recent weeks, so he'll be spewing.
Alright, so Pacey with the 145.8. Let us jump on board. Let's look at some of the middle guys here. We'll jump on with Greeny.
Major Payne comes through his drive-through, and he gets another 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane for his drive-through. Oh no, what a shocker.
And it looks like Nut gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Now, they spent, now I know this because I was in all of the sessions, they spent so much time practicing exactly that. Exactly trying to maximize the amount of speed that you could carry right into and up to that pit lane, pit speed limit line. And yeah, unfortunately, hasn't paid off for them well. So 5-second penalties for both of them.
I feel like I just watched Major Payne lose part of his wing too on the way out then. So
we'll go down. Let's have a look.
it's
And
hard to tell.
I think you're right.
I think he clipped the wing. Yep, he's lost a big chunk of the right side, so he's having the day from absolute hell.
Oh, no.
What a shocker.
That's unfortunate. All right, we'll move up
He never got out of bed.
towards... Let's jump on board with Bandcamp. Right there in 8th position. Looks like he's making his way up pretty well. Sitting right behind Geordie there.
In terms of the tyres, it's still top 10 on softs, all the others on mediums or hards, so they haven't managed to jump anyone, and everyone's still in position technically.
It looks like that top 10. They're going to try and maximise every single second that they can. Then Skyfield's off on the side there, and he's retired,
He's
so
out.
he's got some serious damage there happening. And that puts him out of the race as a Pacey to 143.2 in the Mercedes.
What a shame.
So we're down now to 19 drivers. Seb has left the session. Oh, Seb. That's another DC from him, I think.
Gus getting a wing change, so he lost a good chunk of his as well. Jeez, hard on the old wings to start this one off.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's have a look here at the intervals. Wahid making a pass play on the Alpha there, and he gets right up ahead. Is he going to have the advantage coming into this next turn? Yep, puts himself right in the middle of the track. Fantastic driving there from Wahid in the Toro Rosso. as Revo makes his way. Now he's 9th. So, yes, he definitely made his way through that grid.
Yeah, just Jacob and Chap. Yeah, Geordie hit the wall and he's still going around. He's missing a good chunk of his right side wing. I think the end plate's gone, but he's obviously decided to stay out and stick with it.
Let's see if we
As
can
track
see
positions.
any of that damage. Oh, no, Geordie! No! So that obviously did affect him there, that handling just at the wrong time at the castle thing, and now he's lost his entire front wing. He's going to have to come into bits, because that's going to be a pig to drive.
Oh, he's out. He's out.
And he's retired.
Oh, wow. That's so...
Oh, no.
That's sensational.
I don't want to admit that might be commentator's curse, but if it is, I apologise.
We're all over that one.
Wow,
like a flight of shit. That was quality.
All right, let's jump on with Revo there in the racing point. Obviously, with something to prove after that less than good qualifying performance as he makes his way down.
Top 8. Pretty much through no use of his own. It's just watching them die left, right, and centre around him.
That's right. So that's it. You keep your nose clean, and technically you can still get up there. But he's doing fantastic driving down on those hards. So he's pushing the pace, even though he's got the less favoured compound.
Might be seeing Jacob in the steward's room for the old spectator curse for Geordie on that one.
Jacob in the chat. Fuck, that was my fault. I'll tell you what, I'll take half the blame with you, 100%, because
wow,
I switched over, wanted to see if there was any damage there, and Honda
was.
CRX gets a 5-second penalty there and speeding in the pit lane. So come on, guys, slow it down. I know that you want to try and maximise all the time that you can, but 5 seconds is 5 seconds. You want to slow it
calamity
up.
for half the field at the moment.
Yes, indeed.
Whereas our top guys are just going around their business. We've already got a 5-6 second gap. Oh, as I see a Haas hit the wall, that was Sphinx, I think, into the wall. Yep, he's lost an end plate up in second, so that'll give Seb the chance, who's currently ghosted. Does that mean there's an AI in charge of
he did leave.
Seb?
He did say that Seb had disconnected, so we'll see if he's coming back.
So Sphinx is missing end plate. Seb's not even in the room, so it's all on a platter for Pacey at the moment, as he's 6 seconds up on 4th. So,
all right, so we'll stay on board with Sphinx for a little bit. We'll see how this affects his handling. Obviously, without an end plate, you do get a little bit of issues, but it's probably not something he can't deal with, as we've got a crazy position change here. What's going on here? Matt Zoid in the pits.
well, as we saw, like that's what happened with Geordie. Just carrying that, not having that end plate, cost him in the castle section, and then suddenly he lost it all. So
that's right. As Flyboy makes his way past there, as Matt Zoid and Greeny are still in the pits. Gus sets the fastest lap with a 1:43.2 in the Ferrari. As we
all the way down to 13th, so he's got some pace. That's nice to see.
As we watch Wahid now in the Toro Rosso, coming up on the back of Revo's Racing Point. Let's have a look. He is within the 1 second mark. Looks like everybody's in a decent interval there. The biggest gap in the top section being Bandcamp and Seb. There's a 5 second gap between those two. Alright, so we've already seen some carnage here, and it's only lap 5. So
now, Nimble Eel has had a pit, probably damage at this early, but he's on the hards. So I'm going to say hards from here. He'll probably go to the end if he can. So that's him done for the day. Who else has had some pits? A couple of guys on fresh mediums from here. So dudes, I'll be pushing the medium to the end here. So I'd expect another stop for the guys like Matt and Greeny and Gus. We start to see some gaps form. Everyone settles into a rhythm. Maybe chaos over. Maybe the wings can have some peace.
Well, we'll see how it goes as those tyres degrade. Obviously, they're going to be battling the car more and more as Sphinx moves up, as Pacey goes into the pits. Nope, Sphinx goes into the pits as well. So we start to see, it looks like Seb being the only one of the top. Wow. And, of course, on band and combined, deciding to stay out.
Revo up to 4th place.
Mm-hmm.
It's fallen into his lap.
Gus sets another
Dodged the
fastest lap,
skirmish.
1:43.0. On board with combined in the Haas, just behind Bandcamp here. Good racing from these two. Managed to keep themselves out of trouble. Let's have a quick look here. Nimble quite close to the back of that Toro.
Just to keep it, Revo doesn't appear to be carrying any wing damage, and he hasn't stopped, so I'm going to say if he did hit the wall, it didn't hurt.
Honda CRX with a 1:43.0 in the Williams. Not bad. Approaching 300 kilometers an hour as they come into that downhill section. Good job there to stay off the wall. Now, has Seb come back? Or is he still Ghost? No, it looks like it's him driving.
Yeah, I saw a session a minute or so ago. How's the AI left his tyres? That'll be a good question.
Alright, just going to pop on Revo as he gets the slipstream as he goes past there on that main straight. And now Revo slotting in behind him into the DRS zone. So what can he do? No, they're moving into the pits. Good choice. We'll jump on with Revo as he makes his way as race leader.
And it only took him 7 laps to get to the lead of the race from 15. He'll be pleased with that.
Yep,
Wow.
that's right. But he started on the hard tyre, didn't he? So he still has to do his one stop?
He's got-
Or he did
Yeah.
already...
No, he hasn't stopped yet, but clear around in front of him with his pace, he can probably earn 20 seconds gap to the slower cars, come in on his softs and really push to the end. I think it's in his lap now, really.
Alright, as we see, we move down. Looks like Sphinx just overtook there on the Alpha. Fantastic job there. It's Rocky holding that 5th position. Bandcamp overtaking Greeny there. So Bandcamp comes out on softs again.
Okay, so he's going for the 2-stopper, you got to assume.
He's going for the 2-stopper, yeah.
Well, I mean, raw pace. We'll see how it goes. He obviously feels more comfortable with the softs. They are a lot easier to drive around here. Certainly less understeery, so...
And a lot faster. So he's hoping that maybe he can screw the tyre wear, just punish them lap after lap after lap and just try and get the position by time. So we'll see how that works out for him as we have a quick look here on the board. Let's have a look at the guys at the back for a second. We'll just move on to Lotus.
Polo's out on fresh hard, so he'll go to the end from here. A couple of guys, CRX, he's on softs, he'll have to pit again. Nut will go to the end from here as well, you'd assume. All of our hards, just about, except for Flyable, I'd say, will run to the end.
Oh, there's a lock up there! As he manages to miss the wall just, and Pacey sits at 1:43.0.
As I just watched Flyboy smash into the wall, onto the straight, and lose an end plate, so... Geez, commentator's curse is doing well
so
here.
He's got 2 end plates missing, so he's going to obviously pop in there. We'll move up. Let's move up to Greeny. The other Renault, right behind his teammate there. So Bandcamp on the softs. Greeny there on the medium tyres. As Nimble and Lotus make their way past. The drivers there have pitted. So we're starting to see some really good gaps forming here. So Revo up in first place. 2.7 seconds behind him is the Toro Rosso of Wahid. And Pacey 2 seconds behind him. And Sphinx 3 seconds behind him. So good space in
War
here.
of attrition has started.
That's correct.
Yeah.
We still have a good 19 or so laps to go.
The mundane track sets in, and can people keep it clean? Not do anything silly, don't turn off, don't clip a wall. And now the real grind starts.
We'll pop back just one position onto Gus. Now, he pitted, so yep, so he's got his end plates back. And he's coming up into a fantastic position now onto this final straight to overtake. Looks like Pacey's got the same idea as well. He's coming
He's
right up
DRSing
hard.
past Wahid.
And he overtakes there. We'll see what Gus can do here in this Ferrari as he comes right up there. Pacey says a 142.8. And he's just... Is he going to inch past? Looks that way. Yep, Gus makes it past, and Greeny slides in to try and get a little bit of tow just for the back end of that track.
He'll have the second DRS zone, I think. So.
Yep, he's within that 1 second gap, so he will be able to punch that DRS here. As long as he takes good, nice curve.
It's a good exit. Oh, not the best exit.
DRS on. Let's see if he can try and catch up. Well, Gus is just flying away now, so
yeah, great exit.
He did that too well.
I think that's position done there for the time being.
Right,
at least until we get to the home straight again, if you can stay within that second. As we see Bull and Rocky pick up speeding in the pit lane, 5 seconds for him.
Boys,
so
just can't slow down.
As he jumps on the softs, okay, so he's going for another stop again. I mean, for guys who tend to speed in the pit lane, I'd think minimising how many pits you want to take would be the idea.
Well, yeah.
Each to their own.
Alright, so Greeny keeping on the back of that Ferrari quite well, keeping it within that 1 second. So as he comes up onto this final straight, he's going to have a decent shot, I think. See how it goes for him. 4th gear, 5th gear as they move up. Oh, gets a little bit of contact there, bounces out, but everything's okay. Didn't lose any wing. And what's that gap? Sphinx overtakes Wahid there, and Seb overtakes him as well. That's a fantastic drive there. What can Greeny do?
Greeny won't be able to close this in. That's way too big a gap, I think. From him. Just doesn't. He's not pushing ERS too hard either, by the look of it. It was actually gaining a little bit. So
I might just go on board with Seb. He did a fantastic thing there. Him and Matt Zoid both getting the overtake. Excuse me. As they come on into the middle section of the track. 0.5. So this is going to be quite a... And Bull and Rocky just retired from the session. So we got a DNF from one of the Alphas.
So... DNF, so he's crashed out?
I'm not sure.
Just come in for the pit, so he was on fresh soft, so maybe he just tried to push it. Didn't get eyes on that one.
Oh, Seb smelling the gearbox of this Haas. Punches up through. Second setting on the ERS, pushes it up one more. Tries to close the gap as much as he can. He knows he's prepping himself for that final straight. And he's definitely going to have him 0.2 the gap right now, so will the Haas try to defend, or will he let the Mercedes past?
The Merc has almost full ERS, so he'll fang it past. And
here it is, coming up on the left. Oh, and he's closing him in. No, gives him the space. There's the respect as we watch Seb fly straight past. Sphinx there on that final straight. There's Greeny still trying to close up that gap there.
It's only growing, I think. So
yeah. Still within the 1 second. He's keeping it there within the 1 second, but he's just having a little bit of trouble closing it right
Van
back.
Camp on the fresh softs, coming up on Matt's gearbox in a second as well, so he might take a lunge down the next back straight. Look, in terms of the real winners at the moment, you've got to say Revo. I mean, in terms of the interval times, if he pitted, he'd come out in around about 8th position, 8th or 9th, depending on how quick he can pit. Which is a hell of a gain as he crashes out as I watch him.
Oh, no way.
Oh dear,
oh
dear,
no.
oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I've commentator cursed him again.
Commentator curse. So Revo out of the race. That's upsetting.
That castle section claims another.
Exactly. Like I said, the one to watch out for because it is a tight-knit section. So unfortunately, Revo is out. Obviously, as Pacey locks up a little bit there, but he's passed. So, yeah, commentator's curse once again. Sorry, bud.
Wow. Geez, just those hard tyres. People are really struggling to... just a bit understeer in that castle section, isn't it? bit Revo out there hard. He just slammed on the wall. Daniel Ricciardo, like it wasn't even close.
On with
wow.
Band, so Band's just out of that 1 second range there on the straight, so he probably won't be able to catch Matzoid there. He'll come down to the middle section. So that is unfortunate. So we've got 2 DNFs, and then
wow.
Geordie and Skyfield are also out as well.
To be a fly on the wall in the old debrief room, and because Revo, he lets you know what's on his mind, so I'm sure he's not going to be too happy about that one.
I can't imagine so.
Bottled it, absolutely bottled it.
Alright, so we're starting to see the gaps form. Lap 12 in this 26 lap race, and Bandcamp trying to close up that position there to Matzoid. We've got pretty decent gaps here in the middle, so Nimble 9 seconds behind Wahid, Lotus 2 seconds behind him, and of course you've got Honda CRX right there at the back, and Apollo 13 seconds behind him, as Flyboy gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Naughty boy probably cutting too much.
Yeah, easy thing to do on some of these 90 degrees as he gets, as his Sphinx clip the wall as well, just and lose part of an end plate again. He's that castle section. People are just taking it too hard.
A little bit, but you got to risk it to get the biscuit, as some of the kids say.
You also got to stay in the race to get some points.
That's fair too.
At some point you got to bring it home.
So he's going to see a little bit of handling issues there. Jacob saying people not responding to tyre wear too well. There you go.
They're certainly dropping off. They're getting a bit understeery. I was certainly seeing that in practice as well, especially on the hards and mediums. They just tend to slide a bit. Dirty, dusty track.
Just going to pump up the back here as Major Pain coming up to the final section. 0.8 behind the Toro Rosso of Lotus. See if he can make a move there. Can he do it? 67% there on the ERS. Going to punch it up there to 3 as it comes into the DRS section. So Matzoid's making a decent attempt there on Sphinx as well, with a 0.3 behind.
You'd think he'd get it done on Sphinx, given Sphinx's damage, so back straight, we'll keep an eye on that.
As the Racing Point makes that overtake on the left side, comes in on the inside. Fantastic drive there, as Lotus has no choice but to give way. And he makes up that position to 11th. Shoot. Now, that puts Lotus, of course, in the DRS range, but Major Pain just flying out of there, so looks like that's going to be solidified a little bit for at least the majority of that lap. We'll move up to Bandcamp, as he's behind Matzoid, with Matzoid behind Sphinx. That's a gap there, less than 2 seconds behind all of them, so
I'm close to setting up a permanent castle cam and just watching as they go through.
That would be fantastic. Just shout out to Codemasters if you ever watch this at all, which you won't, but if you do, can we please have an option to choose cameras in certain parts of the track? Because that would be fantastic.
Might require them to get their finger out and do some work though, so good luck on that one. But,
we'll go on board with Matzoid as he's coming up to that DRS section there on the overtake for ERS as he climbs up down, is through the Haas, goes up on that left side, so he's going to go and he's going to have that clean. And is he going to try and go on the underside? Yes. Now Sphinx still has that damage, so of course he's going to have to play it a little bit easy. As Gus overtakes... because Bandcamp went into the pits. Makes sense. There's Sphinx now in the DRS section there, but Matt is just pulling away. Obviously there's some issues there with the Haas. Just going to have to wrestle that beast to the end of the race.
Yeah, I mean, the real kicker for Sphinx will be... Does he sacrifice track position and replace his wing when he comes in next? Because I'm going to guess he will. 8 laps, he's got another 8? Yeah, okay, he can stay out on those, but...
As he hits the wall there with the tyre.
Man, it's going to be...
And he's still got that side end plate, so it didn't damage him at all. But the longer he stays out, the worse those tyres are going to get. And without that end plate, he's going to have issues through this castle section. So he's got to play it right. He wants to pull out...
He's got the time gap that if he did pit right now, he'd still come out in 9th, I would think. ahead of Nimble, but it'll leave you with a lot to do.
Yeah, definitely. I think his best option would be to pit, but we'll see what he does as he comes up onto... Oh, and there it is. There's the understeer. Ooh, that's going to hurt him. That's going to put him straight out of that 1 second range. So, yeah, I think...
Keep an eye on that Gus gap, 3.8 seconds to Sphinx. If that starts closing down too much, Sphinx will just have to get pushed in. I think he'll have to pit.
And it looks like he's staying out.
He'll just bleed time.
So I might just drop back one position and have a look at this Ferrari. Or not, he's going into the pits.
He's pit again. Okay. Why is he pitting again? I mean, he's on worn mediums. He must have pitted really early and got that wing changed, and now he's forced to do a two-stopper. Jump on softs from here, you'd think.
Alright, so Revo just giving us an update here. My tyres were starting to get relatively worn. I slammed on the brakes for the corner and the rear's locked up and the car slid into the wall. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, of course. As he was on, 10, 11 laps of wear on those hards, so...
As long as you don't blame it on me, Revo, for watching you into that castle. That was a hard hit.
Yeah, it is disappointing. But, yeah, he was driving the hell out of that car, and unfortunately the track bit back.
It was the old engine off, are you alright? As we see Gus, he's come out on another set of mediums. I mean, I feel like that's a pretty conservative old strategy. If he lasted another lap or two on those old mediums, he could have put on softs and sprinted to the end. I don't think he had damage that time, Jacob, because he didn't replace his wing. He did earlier in the race, but not that
Sphinx just narrowly missing that wall again. You can see how bad it is getting for him. But he's doing the best he can. Still out of that DRS range, so he's probably not going to be able to catch Matt Todd anytime soon. He does have a nice 8-second gap between him and Greeny, so we'll see how that goes. We'll just pop down to Gus as he makes his way behind the Toro Rosso of Wahid. He's obviously going to set himself up for a fantastic overtake down on that back as Sphinx goes past because Matt Todd's decided to pit.
He would
and
go up to
Ferrari
softs for the sprint.
Ooh, slows up a little bit
He's
there.
gone another set of mediums. Okay.
Alright, down there on the left.
So Matt's gone mediums as well from here. Just 10 laps and okay, alright. I mean, it's very conservative. These guys are obviously expecting to make up gaps in front of them.
Matt Todd with a 5-second penalty crossed the pit lane. Now, the majority of drivers do hate that because of how tight it exits you on that. So it happens a lot.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate there. That's going to cost him hard. That's a 5-second penalty there. So unfortunate for Matt Todd.
That's a shocking rookie move, that, which he'll be spewing about because he knows better. But yeah, as you said, it's a really sharp corner, and if you carry too much pace, you can get caught out. So that 5 seconds as it stands would put him all the way back to 9th from 6th. So he won't pit again. He'll get that at the end.
Looks like everyone has a 1 or more second gap there as we move up to Bandcamp here as he's making his way pretty decently behind Matt Todd. So of course, as it stands, Pacey out in front with his teammate just behind. Sphinx in the Haas for 3rd and Greeny in the Renault for 4th. So Sphinx still staying out, still persevering, but the Sharks are smelling blood in the water, and all he has to do is one small mistake and that'll be his race done as Pacey comes into the pits. And Sphinx does as well, so he's getting that damage done.
They're going to whack on another set of mediums, I'm going to assume. No, okay. So Sphinx has gone for the softs, but he's getting held up with the wing change.
And Gus hits a 142.3 in the Ferrari.
No, he got mediums. He went on mediums. We got them. It's a bit glitchy there. It showed me softs and then splashed to mediums again. So they're all running mediums to the end, even though we're only 9 laps. I'm a little bit surprised they're not pushing onto the softs, but they're obviously not feeling it tonight. They want the conservative mediums. Best of both worlds.
Combined still on the hard tyre, so looks like he's either going to do a full stint or maybe switch over to softs right at the end. So he's trying to close up that gap between him and Matzoid as they come into that castle section.
Yeah, look, the way the strat's working out at the moment, it looks like it's a two-stopper these guys are treating it at, especially the top guys, starting on softs and going mediums twice, which is not what I really expected to happen, but it's what's happening. So treat that as you will, whether we see that replicated in T2.
Gus coming within that 1 second. We'll just pop down to him in the Ferrari. Can he make up the gap behind to Band? Smashes on that DRS. 4 on the ERS. And he's probably just going to make it there. He sets the fastest time while doing so. And he goes for that dive! But no, he has to respect as he lost a little bit of time there. So Band getting away with that one. God.
I mean, that's how I would have thought it. Old chat guys, I would have thought the old soft to hard, something like that. The one stop's always quicker. I mean, I pit, what's that cost you? Good 22 seconds around here or something like that. So, I mean, it's a lot of time to give up on tyres that are only a second or so faster. But as we're seeing, the hards are just, they seem to be a bit of a handful to hold when they're a bit old. Understeery and maybe go a bit slower but have more control is the way to go. Got to be in it to win it.
Indeed, as Gus trying to slot himself behind the Renault. So they'll make their way through the castle section. Bandcamp 0.6 behind combined. Gus 0.6 behind him as Honda CRX makes 2 position changes due to Apollo coming into the pits. And Sphinx overtakes Wahid there just behind. We'll pop out with him, but he's hit the wall. And end plate gone again. Oh, man.
Jeez.
Whoa. Pacey with a 141.8.
It's playing the fire.
All right, here we go. Matzoid overtakes Greeny as Bandcamp comes up on the back of Combined and Gus comes up on the back of Bandcamp. Here we go as they run their way to that first turn. What's the result going to be? Oh, he's going right up on the outside using all of the track. Can he go on the outside? No, he's going to get pushed off for sure and he's going to collect. That was a risky move by Gus. I can't believe he tried it. But then again, Cajones on the Ferrari driver.
Especially without that end plate. That's a bold move to try and go around the outside there.
Yeah, definitely, for sure, because he would have been forced off as Bandcamp kept that racing line, so there was never any way he was going to come in. But he's so lucky not to have done...
Oh, and we've got CRX into the wall, and that's our yellow flag.
Right, so let's see what type of damage he's got. He's lost his entire...
left side of his front wing. Yep, so... can he limp it around? I mean, he's out of the points, but...
Alright, he should be pretty safe on this. Oh, no, he's parked straight out.
He's going to retire.
He's going to retire from the race, and that is... Or maybe he's just trying to move out of the way? No, he's retired out of the race. That is... Alright, so there we are. Unfortunate for him. Move back up to the battle that was ensuing there, so we'll go on board with Gus. He seems to be the one making the risky moves. Classic Williams. No worries, Scarfield.
Now, Greeny will have to stop again up there in the top 4. Those mediums, he can't carry those to the end from here. That's shocking. 14
laps aware and combined. He's probably going to try and push the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Right, as we see. Oh, and he's just outside that DRS range. What are we talking? He's going to hit 1 second before that. Looks all right. 0.41 thousand.
Seb's pitted for fresh soft, so he's going to be pushing real hard.
So
he's got 10 seconds to make up on Pacey in the next 6 laps with fresh softs.
Yes, indeed. We'll go on board with the Haas combined as he tries to make up the position from Band. All within that DRS range. So we're starting to see what's possibly going to be your grid. 6 laps to go. So as long as everyone keeps their nose clean, that's probably going to be what you get. Seb, of course, switching to that soft, so he's going to punish those tyres for every single second of time he can. Alright, as Gus makes his way 0.5 now. So he's really pushing this. He wants that position. Okay, as they come into the castle section. Oh, good, no contact. That's what you want to see. So the Ferrari's definitely going to have this Haas now.
If he can keep it all together, which we haven't seen a lot of tonight, it has to be said.
No, unfortunately.
Especially with that end plate missing.
5 people out of the race so far. 3, I believe, or 2 that fell victim to the castle.
Certainly bodes well for T2. Yeah, as we see CRX come and chat and give us some insider knowledge, yeah. As I thought from watching, those Haas look an absolute handful around here, especially when they got some wear. Claim both you and Revo.
Apollo Pepsi setting a 141.7. However, you'll have to get up 5 positions for that to make any differences. The Ferrari makes that pass on the Haas driver. As they come up in that turn 1, can he get any bit of toe from there? See how that goes. Bandcamp makes the 1 position as well as Greeny goes into pit.
I mean, Apollo sets the fastest lap, but he's just been overlapped, so that's... It's safe to say that he's not going to be getting an extra point.
Alright, as combined, wants his position back, tit for tat. 3, 4, 5, quick shift down as he moves into the corner there. 0.5 the gap between him and Gus.
Revo's given us some Brundle insights. The clouds, they do strike the weather. He's saying the track was cold, and that's why we've got those hards just not up to the task for the night. So Baku does strike with the weather. 1 cloudy day of the year.
I guess it has to be said. 0.6 the gap now with the Haas. Is he going to be able to make it back? I'd assume so, but that Ferrari does have pace, so...
Seb also made up 2 seconds on Pacey on that opening lap with the soft, so the car rate is on track to be fighting for the lead in the last lap or so that'll be interesting to watch as well, as long as those tyres don't fall off.
Oh, it's combined coming up on that last bit. Seb with a 140.9. Alright, as we come into the DRS zone, can the Haas do anything? It doesn't look like he's going to be able to... He's probably going to lose out on turn 1. That's fine, as long as he can get a decent close-up for turn 2. Nice there. Keeps it. Oh, I think my... What?
Oh, you've crashed out.
Yep.
So... I'll keep an eye on.
You guys
keep it going.
F in the chat.
We'll go the old radio commentary from here on.
I'll try and get back in as quick as possible. That is first.
Radio stream. So I'll keep it going, guys. Combined is still right up on Gus's ass, as you'd expect, but those hards, 15 laps old. He's not going to be able to get around him, even with the wing damage. To Gus. Nimble Eels, 18 laps on those hards, and he's still keeping it clean, so if he's done anything, it's proved that you can make a clean lap on old hards. Might not be quick, but you can do it. As Greeny comes up on Wahid for 8th, brand new fresh soft, so you'd expect him to get that done through the castle section clean. Combined is still within the second of Gus, but only just. Seb's down to the 6-second mark on Pacey, so yeah, look, those softs, they're not going to last. He's not making up the time quite quick enough on Pacey. So it looks like I think from here, I'm going to say our top 3 is probably set if we don't get some chaotic damage.
Did my...
It looks
there
like
we go, now I have sound. Oh, that gave me a heart attack for a second. Sorry guys, sorry about that. Alright, so, Nut disqualified from session for going the wrong way.
Well, that's Yeah,
So
well,
he
he's had a
must have been
spin.
spun.
He's lost his front wing, so completely. So I know he might have just been trying to get out of the way there. That's on corner 2. He might have dived off and ended up getting DQ'd for it. He's just walking wounded now as he gets passed by Renault. Oh, jeez, and didn't know which way to give way to Lotus there. That could have been diabolical. There's Lotus, who's missing 75% of his front wing as well, limping around.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's shocking, isn't it?
7 or 6
Wow.
DNFs and 1 disqualification. So, Jesus, what is going on here?
Not T1's proudest race, but
No,
yeah.
but that is the curse of the city circuits.
As Lotus dives in, he's got 3 flaps to go. He'll whack on some fresh softs, a new wing maybe, and hope 3 other guys crash out in front of him so he can get a point. I mean, there's a good chance of it the way this is going.
Alright, as we come up on the back of Nimble Eel there, on board with Major Payne in the racing point. Ooh, a little bit of stuttering there. What's going on? Come on, game. Don't do this to me. Not now.
The old NBN, no bloody networks catching up to you.
That's
You're
it.
all over the shop.
Oh, okay. That gearbox.
Major Payne comes up on Nimble Eels behind. He's got a good chance to knock Nimble out of the top 10 here. Coming onto the home straight, he'll have DRS. Nimble's tyres are absolutely ancient.
Alright, not going to go on board with Major Payne because his gearbox sounds like a nest of beehives.
Yeah, Nimble Eel is just going to give up that spot.
Look, I can
Surely.
see him there just in the...
Surely. Here we go. Goes around. He's going to go around the outside. Nimble's not making it easy, but he gets it done. So that's Nimble out of the points. He'll try and fight back on this back straight, but 20 lap old hards. I mean, what the hell can you do with those? You may as well be walking around the track.
So Nimble's got to try and get that back within the 2 laps to try and get any type of points there for the Alphas. But I don't know. I don't think he's going to have the grip on his side.
Grip? What grip?
As
He
we
may
see
still be
Sphinx.
driving on a pair of old volleys. Like, he's got no chance with that. He'll drop off now. So it looks like that one stopper that he's tried to pull is not the way to go. What did he start on? The mediums? Oh, he must have started on the softs and then go to the hards. I mean,
Oh, geez, as he gets a little bit of a tank
it's not
slapper
worked
there.
for him. Even with half the field kamikazing themselves into the castle.
Combined on the hards as well. 17 lap wear on the hards there, so he's still doing all right in there in 7th place. As
Yeah,
Nimble...
well, if they do anything, they can prove that you can get around here on those ancient hards. You just struggle to be competitive. Wahid on old hards as well. Greeny, a second and a half off combined. 2 laps to go. He'll push to try and up there to 7. Oh no, combine's pitting. Combined is decided to pit with 2 laps to go.
That's...
Throws away 7th place and will drop out of the top 10. His wing was shot. Okay, I was trying to figure out the logic of that move, but the wing was shot and he didn't want to limp around another 2 laps. That's interesting to give up points for pretty much no chance to get back into the top 10. That's strange. I think I would have just tried to limp around, to be honest.
Unless he thinks he can catch... Unless he thinks he can catch Nimble, but I don't think so. I mean, with 2...
He's going to come out, 6 seconds behind with a lap to go. Yeah, look, I mean... Okay, it's brave. It's strange. That's the old Ferrari strategy, if anything. I was surprised to see Haas pull that. That's
We'll move up on the grid there. We'll get in with Gus, who's just outside the DRS range there on Bandcamp as they come into the last straight to set up on that last lap. So everything goes to plan. Looks like Pacey's going to be our race winner with his teammate in second. But a lot can happen in 1 lap.
Flyboy's in the pits again for his 4th stop as he DNFs. He was almost 2 minutes off the lead, so
That is 8 people not finishing this race.
that's
Wow.
that's Can't say I called that. I cannot say I predicted that, but it's been a war of attrition. It's just about you survive this race, you pick up a point. That's just about how it's going.
This track has definitely taken no prisoners.
It was not boring tonight, lads. Baku did not disappoint tonight. Mind you, we didn't see a lot of on-track fighting. We saw a lot of keeping it out of the castle wall. Was the main adversary tonight. We didn't bring our best.
Alright, so go on board with the race leader as he makes his way to the last section. Quite comfortably, I might add. 4.7 gap between him and his teammate. So all Pacey has to do is pretty much roll the car over the line, and he's got it as he makes his way onto that final section of turns.
Onto the penultimate corner. Onto the
Go.
straight.
8th gear, hot lap on the ERS mode.
Makes it look easy.
Flying
Wow.
down at 330 kilometers an hour, weaving back and forth. Don't do a Grosjean right at the end, but no, he's won. There it is. Pacey is your race winner with his teammate right behind in second, and Matt Toyd in the Red Bull coming up for the last place on.
Matt will be very pleased with that finish. That's
Yes,
a good
he
turnaround
will.
for him
Yes,
from
he will.
last week.
Jump on Matt Toyd with a ooh. Now that's not going to be
penalty, but it won't hurt
It
him.
won't hurt him, no. Bandcamp with 6 seconds in front. As everyone now making their way across the line. Sphinx down in 6th position. Not a bad race from him, but he did have some unfortunate errors there.
He probably won't be happy with that, given his quali at 3rd. But
And
well.
we'll make it all the way here. Now, combined is 0.5 behind Nimble Eel here on the thing. This is for points. I don't think he's going to be able to make it because it is 0.5 and they've still got the section to go. And he's maxed out his ERS, so no, that's going to be it. Unfortunately, it looks like Nimble Eel will take the last points position there as he tries his best.
wow.
Half
So
a points finish. So there we are.
combined will be thinking about what could have been there. He's sitting 7th and Pitts with 2 laps to go.
I think that was the smartest choice. Definitely
No.
not Pitt, but there we are. So Jacob pointing out Alpha's first points in T1. So
Well done, Alpha. And
There it
well
is.
done, Mercs. If they're ever anything, it's quick and boring, but
They
they
say
get it done.
say that art imitates life.
Yeah,
And
well,
we have seen that today. You have to wake up at Sparrow Fart to be able to outdo these Mercedes, it looks like.
if we see 10 DNFs in a real F1 race, that'll be something then, won't it?
Lucky Richard. Why pit at the end? Good question.
That's what
Good
we're asking.
question.
I reckon Brian knows, or
All
his
right,
pit wall
as
anyway.
we see our results there. So Pacey with the race win and a 45-minute time there. Matt Zoid serving his penalty, but that still leaves him in 3rd. And of course, a record number of DNFs, which is just unfortunate. But anyway, that's where the cookie crumbles. Thanks for watching, guys. Me and C Carrot are going to get out of here and put on our race suits for T2. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers, guys.